Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
See, we've talked about it. My husband is a Minnesota Viking, which means he's a troll.
Your husband signed off on this as a Vikings fan?
Do you think I take my husband's feelings into consideration about this?
Son, maybe he wants to be a Vikings fan.
I don't know, but basically we rode up to the Viking game last year, got sick.
Can't you just say healthiest? Why do you have to use the double negative and confuse a guy like me? Because now I had to click and see which one was it what it was. And I figured it out, but I hated it.
Which one what it was?
Clickbait. Clickbait,
Broadcasting
Roger.
live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Sorry about that. We were just talking about what a stupid nickname Narv Dog is for Narvison. Because...
I don't understand it.
Well, it took that's the creativity of, I assume that's Ben Brust. It took a half second. It's office. It sounds like Narv Dog. Done. That's it. That's it. So that's why we had a late start, because we were just kind of marinating in what a stupid nickname that is. And I would love for people to chime in with better options. I think I'm partial. And not just because we came up with it, but the narwhal.
I like it.
Narwhal, Norway. Matt was in Norway when he got picked up. It just makes sense. And also, Jim, somebody already did chime in. Chris from Manitowish Water says, Jimbo, today seems like a great day for a Rutledge rant. Start it off strong. He sent that at 3:58. So you do you. You take it away. Go off on a Rutledge rant on Narv Dog.
I got a good one for him. I can set you up.
Okay.
Hey, Jim, how's it feel to know that the Packers have two better quarterbacks than the Bears?
That's not a good one. That's not.
Come on, tell me what.
But it's not fun. It's not like...
We know Jordan Love's better because he got paid, and Malik Willis is 2-0.
Just because you get paid, that means you're
essentially.
great.
Yeah, essentially, that's
like,
why people pay you.
I'd say this.
Tua?
And Matt, this isn't like your troll.
Lawrence?
The trolls have done better. Like, that one's not really... I mean,
Well,
if nothing else, I learned from last year when Jordan Love was 3-6 and looked like hot trash, and then he finished incredibly strong. And so I'm not going to sit here and then start burying my guy in week 3 when he's doubled his stats every single week and looked better every week. He's got a long way to go.
The Bears have never done it with a quarterback, and they never will.
Right, exactly. And the Brewers are never going to win a World Series. They've never won a World Series, so they're not going to ever win a World Series. That's just the facts.
Today's going to be the easiest day if all I have to do is sit here
And stir the pot.
and just just sit here and watch you both fight. Honestly, it's kind of makes my job very easy.
Well, the end of the day, I don't have the radio experience Jim does.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so could you hush
my
up?
opinion is just gone. Out the window.
At least you accept it.
Yeah, I've accepted it. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop, but I've accepted that my opinion
Right.
means nothing.
I thought I did think we came to an agreement that LaFleur could have worded that one better.
I don't know if me and you came to an agreement. I don't know
in
if
the
you
show. 'Cause
Yeah,
he said
I
that,
did say that there was probably a better way to do it. I still really appreciate the way he did because, take a shot at the media. Why not? Let them know that they don't know. I think it's fun.
I can't wait until Matt is full-time media once curling is over, and then he's going to be like anti-athlete.
But with all due respect, curling media is
Tough.
right. I'm sure. Yeah,
Are you telling?
that's what I
you're
mean.
telling me all those?
This is why, I don't get why you're so anti-media.
Those Northern Ontario, they are tough when it comes.
But you
to
act like you're under the same
scrutinize.
scrutiny as Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur.
I am under.
With all due respect.
I am
In Canada,
under a
he
curling
is.
microscope.
In Cornwall, Canada, he is.
You betcha, Molly.
With all due respect. That's all. Just with all due respect. 844-770-3776. If you want to chime in with a more creative nickname than the Narv Dog, is that what?
Narv Dog.
Again, also, when was the last episode of The Office?
Like It's got to be like 2012.
Is it bad if I've never
14.
seen The Office before?
Here's the thing.
You're kind of missing out. It's good.
Well, here's what I'll say, Molly.
Is it?
yeah.
I don't think it hasn't aged great. Not like it's offensive. It's just more of a lot of the tropes in there. They just don't carry, and it's not as timeless.
Right, but it'll hit for Molly because it's not like any of the jokes are over her head. Like Gen Z watching Seinfeld now, a lot of those jokes are over their head because they don't understand like answering machines and landlines.
I think
and
The
things
Office is closer to that than you think, though.
right, but
it's-
Molly is old enough where most of those jokes are going to hit.
I know what I was going to say. I know what a voicemail is. I know what a
I know,
landline
but,
is.
like that's what I'm saying. You fit in the slot of The Office nicely.
The Office ended their 9-season run on May 16th, 2013.
13.
So 2013, yeah, that's
11 years ago.
yeah.
Hey, it's more recent than the Packers won a Super Bowl, but
How did I know?
we
that
were
was
just
coming?
talking about this yesterday.
The Adam and Madison chimes in with Gnarly Narvi. I like that one.
I don't hate Gnarly Narvi.
That's better than Narv Dog, referencing a show. And also, we all can agree that, like, I guess I don't know exactly when Andy got his nickname, the Narv Dog, but, like...
Well, that was his nickname.
Right,
like,
but
he
also,
gave
like,
it to himself.
But the show kind of, it lost most of its steam when Carell left. It wasn't the same
okay,
show.
he was
He left the
Nardog.
show?
Yeah. Yeah, like
He's
in the
the
fifth
only
season,
person, like,
sixth season.
What? They
Yeah.
did that. They did like 3 seasons without him.
Yeah,
they were, like,
honestly,
they were
there's
fine.
only one that was good after. The last season was pretty good, but the rest of it was pretty.
And I agree, but I think it had a lot to do with, like, they just tied to the nostalgia and put the bows on it where we wanted the bows.
Exactly.
So, like,
the bows
I
went on
enjoyed
nicely
the last
at the end,
season.
and the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
episode like knocked it out of the park.
I would say seasons 2 through, and when did he leave?
like 5 or 6.
2 through whenever Steve Carell left were amazing
Oh,
television.
the cringeworthiness of the season 1 too was perfect.
Yeah, but one they purposely had to change because it wasn't. They were going to get
so cringy.
right, but I mean, like nobody watched it. Like
Yeah.
it was too hard. It was like too much of a ripoff of Ricky Gervais' show because they ripped it off of The Office in England. They took that show and brought it to America, and Steve Carell the first time basically tried to imitate.
Molly's looking
What,
at
Ricky
you like
Gervais?
you got like another ear growing out of your
Right.
forehead.
I'm just.
Ricky
Like,
Gervais.
you're
You're
speaking a different language to me.
And the problem was he was not likable. And you have to
Gotcha.
have someone likable in a show, and there was no redeeming quality in season 1. So then after 40-Year-Old Virgin, he kind of took that character into The Office, and the rest
Love
is
that
history.
movie. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say if you're going to watch it on that, I don't know where it is anymore. If it's on
Probably Netflix.
Peacock, it's not worth it. It's not even worth the effort.
It probably is because it was an NBC show.
Yeah, but that stuff is so weird though too, because sometimes someone else owned the rights for it, even though it was on NBC. It's so weird. Some of that stuff is so I can't even wrap my brain around it. Like apparently HBO, it wasn't Friends on NBC, but HBO has all the rights for Friends.
Do they? That's interesting.
Yeah, the whole shebang. Oh, Friends is another show though that I can't watch. I watch it, I'm like, it was.
I've watched so many episodes.
See, Friends and Office was like I liked it in the moment, and now I'm like, it's fine.
It's not like a show that brings me nostalgia or anything.
Exactly.
Oh
It's
my
one of
gosh.
those where I enjoyed it, but now I look back and I'm like, everything feels dated. The jokes, the setups. There's some shows that's that's part of it too. That standard sitcom, and The Office has now become the new. Now there's just like different versions of The Office. Like there's Abbott Elementary, which is basically The Office in a school. So now it's like they used to have the Friends with the old laugh tracks and like that setup. And now The Office has become copied so many times that it's kind of, even though that was the original, it doesn't feel original anymore.
I mean, one of the best shows of that era was actually just a copycat of The Office. Parks and Rec was just pretty much carbon copy of
Well,
The
when they
Office.
first wrote it, it was going to be a spin-off. Then they just copied it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out either way.
Both
And
are
The
great
Office,
shows.
a
Both are
copycat.
great shows.
Yes, and I like Parks and Rec more than The Office. I felt like I could
think-
watch that one
yeah.
back more.
I think they're both watchable. And Friends was me when I met my wife. That was like the original Netflix and chill. We just turn on Friends season whatever and hang out, watch Friends.
You just got to peek into your life.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, how long into the episode did you get?
Oh, we'd watch the whole season because we were just watching episodes. We were just watching and chilling.
Whole season, good for you.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
way to go back.
Yeah.
you do
Here's
deserve
the thing:
a
we
high
had to
five for that
become
one.
friends first, so we watched Friends.
Is
Sorry,
that a question?
Ann, Jen's mom.
I thought that was your girlfriend. Sorry. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. What was your original Netflix and chill? Is that what we're asking? 844-770-3776. I'll tell you what, the Packer games last few weeks.
Has been your Netflix and chill. How are you going to transition
I
to
said
that?
for Packer fans, it could be theirs because it's one of those where you don't have to pay attention that much. There's not a lot going on. They score first, and then and then they kind of just hold on for their end and just kind of wait it out. So you can kind of just check in every once in a while. Everything good?
Know
Okay.
that playbook.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And then, so speaking of that playbook, should the Packers continue that playbook of scoring first and then just holding on for dear life?
I think so.
844-770-3776. Molly, do you have something to say?
I have nothing.
Savage.
I'm just going along with the ride.
The Packers are crushing it with this strategy right now, though.
To go back all the way back to the office, that's what she said.
Didn't take it from that. Okay.
But anyways, I do want to talk about the Packers and their playbook. And there's a clip online where I said, I think yesterday, where I talked about how Malik Willis might have brought out the best self or kind of fought off the intrusive thoughts that LaFleur would have, these offensive minds where you have this incredible quarterback and you have this ability to draw up these really crazy plays. And every once in a while, and it drives me insane, and Matt LaFleur is a good coach, so there's less of these, but when the Packers struggle offensively, it's when they get like a little too cute. And every team is with this, where the Chiefs, you've seen this, where they do this stupid merry-go-round thing, and you're like, man, you're scoring points already. You don't have to get, like, what are we doing right now?
Get jazzy with it.
Right, exactly. And I think, look, the Philadelphia Eagles are a good example with the tush push. They're just like, it works. So we're just going to continue to do it. And I think the Packers will be best served if they can they've seemed to find a little bit of a bread and butter of really leaning on the run to set up the pass. And I know it's kind of the general idea of this offense to begin with, but they've been leaning into it a little bit more. And they're clearly going to throw more with Jordan Love, but I want to ask this question, 844-770-3776. Should the Packers just continue to use the same playbook with Jordan Love that they've used the last 2 weeks with Malik Willis? Because, Molly, I'll give you the floor after this. Complementary football is what you said, and complementary football is a lot to do with how you're calling plays.
For sure. I don't know. I mean, I'm weary about how I think they're going to approach this game, just because I mean, we're all assuming that Jordan Love is going to play against the Minnesota Vikings, but how restricted is he going to be? Is he going to be mobile? Because I feel like even with the playbook that Matt LaFleur gave Malik Willis last week, Willis was kind of running his tail off a few times.
Yeah, if Jordan Love runs for 85 yards, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, like, and that's not the situation that you want to put him in either. So I don't know. I just don't know what to expect. Like, I also can't imagine him launching the ball down the field either, because I think he's going to be rusty. I think there's a very real chance that he's going to be rusty because we haven't seen him since, what was the date of the first Packers game? September 6th? That's 20 days ago.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me nervous. I'm nervous about the rust that's going to be coming off of Jordan Love.
Yeah, so then run that playbook for a week. Let him shake that rust off.
Right, but again, a lot of that playbook seemed like it had the out for Malik Willis to, like, get out with his feet. So, like, I do think that this playbook is going to have to be tweaked slightly for Jordan Love, just based on what he is capable of doing and how you're willing to risk him. Are you going to let him run a boot, and then if no options are there, you're going to let him tuck it, or you want him throwing that away?
But then,
that you got to trust Jordan Love to do.
And I don't know
but
offhand, I mean, he had 6 runs against the Colts. I don't know how many of those were designed runs as opposed to him running with it.
Well, I saw a couple like options, right? So like it's not necessarily designed for him to get it, but
runs against
he can take it.
But again, in the option, Love just gives it up.
but then there's also
You just make that if you have the 3 options, run, pass, or you keep it yourself.
Right.
He's just going to do one of the other 2.
But then there's also the idea of Josh Jacobs ran for 1,000 million yards 2 weeks ago. Eric Wilson looked good last week too. That how much?
Emmanuel.
Oh, did I say Eric? Sorry.
Emmanuel, you're right. Yeah.
I was going to say Wilson, and then I said Eric Wilson, and then I'm thinking about the beautiful body thing from Wilde and Tausch when I think Ryan was producing that show. Body Beautiful. You got to go back and listen on Wisconsin
Apparently,
On Demand.
Eric Wilson is absolutely jacked.
Who is Eric
He
Wilson?
is jacked. He's on defense.
He's the linebacker for the Packers.
His
He's currently
Instagram,
playing
go look at his
over
Instagram. He's
Edgerton
jacked.
Cooper.
It's insane.
He can't be as jacked as Sam Congato. You can look him up too. Jacked. And a doctor. Wow.
Just
I'll make sure to search private. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, don't look it up on your work computer.
Who is more jacked?
But no, I mean, how much do you think that they're gonna? how many miles do you think that they're going to put on the running backs too this week?
Oh, Tim in Oregon says this is why you have apparently Josh Jacobs is the best back in the league. Just give it to him.
I mean, he looked like the best back in the league 2 weeks ago against the Indianapolis Colts, but that's not why they brought him into Green Bay this year.
Right.
Like we've talked about it time and time again that he's not supposed to be the workhorse.
Right. To Matt's point, he's not going to finish the year, and I do feel like there was wear and tear on the
back?
On him, and that's why his back is hurt.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's going to be some of the reason. I'm just worried about the idea that we're going to be this run-first offense. The Vikings might be one of the best defenses in the league right now. Like, they've got a great secondary. Their line is getting after quarterbacks. I'm not totally sure what the best move for the Packers is because if they try and run and they get stopped, Jordan Love's going to eventually be throwing the ball anyway.
I think we need to do like a sounder for this, like a timeout, because again, apparently, things I say out of my mouth here in this show are filtered through angry little people who listen to the radio and hear it differently. Molly?
Rutledge is an idiot. Guy won.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I thought you were laughing at me. I was I'm saying facts.
No. Says, Jim is the saltiest of salt. You can't just give them their due without digging into them. Score first and hold on for dear life. Do you watch their games? How are the Bears doing, BTW?
So hey, guy! I was making a sexual innuendo. You're that in your feelings? You can't just pick up on that? Get a life, loser. Jesus, I can't even make a sexual innuendo joke with this guy being like, Bears suck. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day.
Jimmy, two things can be true. You can tell a funny joke and the Bears can still suck.
But
okay?
Like, if you can't enjoy a sexual innuendo without getting triggered that hard, like, man, get a life. Seriously. And thank you for listening. But, I mean, for real, how was me making that joke about Netflix and chill and scoring?
Because they had control the whole time, Jim. They didn't have to hold on for dear life. They were running the show.
And for the record, I said once the Packers scored, the ball game was over for the Titans because that's how good the Packers are. Like, they were going to just end that game. Will Levis was like, all the Packers had to do was not give Will Levis a chance, and they didn't. And that was the ball game. At 7-0, I said they're going to win. That's it.
You did say that yesterday. I don't think we were on the air when you said it.
I said it on Twitter. You can look it up.
You?
I said ball game, and I meant it because all they had to do, because they did it against the Colts, you get up on a bad team and you run them into the ground, and that's easier.
Gosh, Jim, why do you have to say we're playing bad teams? That angers me so much.
All right,
I mean, the Titans were ranked as number 32.
But to go fully fair on it, it's easier said than done.
I'm just trying to get triggered by Jim right now.
But it's easier said than done. I'm going to make it harder for you. The Bears.
That's what she said.
Well, you know what? I do think since Rutledge is an idiot guy,
sexual innuendo.
Really like this.
Don't be offended.
This might get him excited. The Bears did not do this. They did not get up on a bad team. That bad team, the Colts, literally tried to give the Bears the win. They couldn't close it out. So not all teams can do that. So just saying that getting up on a bad team, which is not what I was saying, and then just sucking the life out of them, shush, that does not make you a lesser team. It just means you know how to win football games.
Means they're a vampire. You're sucking the life out of them.
Hey, Rutledge is an idiot guy. Jim is on our side. Jim has more faith in the Green Bay Packers than I think any of us Packer fans do.
I just
not
saying,
more
like,
than me, but maybe more than you.
Right there.
I just said I haven't said anything.
He
bad
was
about
saying
the
it all last week that he was like, the Packers have nothing to worry about going into the Titans, like all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm feeling nervous about it. Jim had more faith in them than I did. I will admit.
Well, you're the panel's pessimist.
Realist. Thank you.
Well, agree to disagree. Tomato.
At Canopy Wealth Management, they are a fee-based advisory firm. They don't chase commissions. They never back gimmicks or instruments that chase single-day returns or put your long-term goals at risk. The team at Canopy creates strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. Canopy Wealth Management, care, competence, and clarity aren't just buzzwords. They're a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Josh Gavel is a service manager with Kirsch Appliance. They have printer technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Josh?
I would say you're a business partner in helping us do what we need to do.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company with the whole package. Better technology, better support, better service.
You're always willing to help with any issues and have a good attitude.
An attitude of doing whatever it takes to help local businesses run more smoothly, efficiently, and cost-effectively, all to help their clients be more competitive and more successful. Josh, anything you'd like to tell others about James Imaging Systems?
Yeah, they will provide what you're looking for and figure out what solutions you need and come up with a good plan for you.
Sounds like a good plan, all right. Document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
FX presents American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez.
Football is all I got. Everything's okay when I'm playing ball.
You can't make mistakes, Aaron. People are watching you.
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Is there something that you want to tell me?
You don't know the kind of thoughts I have.
Aaron! FX's American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez. All new Tuesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidde. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidde and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Score with back-to-school savings at Metro Ford of Madison. With 212 new vehicles available, you can get 2 years no-charge maintenance on new vehicles purchased. Qualified buyers can also get 90 days deferred payments. The 2024 Ford F-150 is available with 0.9% APR financing for 66 months, $15.54 per thousand borrowed. If an SUV is more your style, check out the 24 Ford Escape and browse the entire inventory at MetroFordofMadison.com. That's MetroFordofMadison.com.
For love of the game.
There's nothing like being selected to the Olympic team.
And love of their country.
Championship of that level, gold medal, means more.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Inside stories from Bucks stars on the agony and triumph of competing to win it all at the Olympics. It's Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best. For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped from 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Friday for Fish Friday. Brought to you by Off-Broadway Draft House, Madison's favorite spot for a Friday fish fry.
New truck, big lift, old roads, we been tearing up since way back when. But these wheels are innocent. New hitch, new seats, no hit story, and you just can't fake that. So let's change that, girl. Let's go put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me in a truck bed wide like a California king. We could break it in if you know what I mean. Put some miles on it. Back of the Chevy with the engine running. Just you and me.
Jim, Matt, and Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
You're right, it does. It's invigorating.
The power.
I got the power. 844-770-3776. We are asking the question, should the Packers continue the same game plan Now that Jordan Love is likely back, he's not officially back, is he?
No.
Not officially, but this was the week everyone had sort of penned as when he would return.
And Matt, you weren't the only person jumping on like the runs for Malik Willis, but that is not the part of the game plan that I think is pretty clear. That's not what I'm talking about, because to your point, I think a lot of those had options in there. It's just you actually just give it to Jacobs or Wilson and let them run with it a little bit more.
Yeah, but if you watched them though, like the reason Willis held it is because those guys were going to be eaten up, and then Willis was able to do something with his feet. That option's not going to mean anything if Jordan Love's out there, because they know Jordan Love ain't going to run it.
If you do a run-pass option.
Yeah, it's got to be an RPO.
Yeah, so then you have the option of because that's the difference, though.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, and again, with all due respect to Malik Willis, there was still not a lot of fear. Nobody was shaking their boots that Willis might throw it. I mean, most of the time it was don't let him run, and he still was able to do it, so he's obviously was able to throw it enough. But the point being, Jordan Love back there, you're going to be like, oh, boy. Like, we got
to stay back on him, maybe.
And that allows the run with Wilson and Jacobs to be opened up a little bit more. To your point earlier this year about why you think Jacobs is going to have the high yards per carry is because you think it will be easier for him because defenses have to respect the pass more.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact his best game was with Malik Willis.
More than they did last year, basically is what I was getting at. But yeah, you're right. His best game came against or with Malik Willis.
He knows how to run with a quarterback that might not instill fear in defenses. Let's get to what Matt missed.
Context is important.
Oh, man.
Except when you're an Olympic gold medalist.
Honestly, I have no idea who it is. Here we go, yo. Obviously, he's talking about, maybe.
It's time for What Matt Missed on Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Leinenkugel's. Flavor the moment.
And Matt has been out for a while. I've missed this segment, but Matt, what lineies have you been missing?
Well, I'm going to be honest. The lineies that I am like super into and miss whenever I'm on the road right now is that Lakeside Cherry. It is a fantastic beer. It's not that like sticky, sweet, like fake cherry. It literally tastes like Door County cherries were blended up and mixed with like one of their classic lagers or the Honey Vice or something. But the best part about Leinenkugel's is maybe that Lakeside Cherry's not your vibe. You can go with the Juicy Peach, the Shandies, the grapefruit of the lemon shandy. They've got the delicious and tried and true Honey Vice. They've got Leinie's Original. There's a flavor for every moment. You can't beat a Wisconsin beer, the German traditions that come through in all of their delicious beers. And you can find their delicious beers wherever you get your liquor or beer. So go check out Leinenkugel's. See if they got a mix pack. Mix up your life. Mix up the flavors. Make sure you get Leinie's because there's a flavor for every moment. And you got to be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Well, there's no age restriction on enjoying Matt Hamilton. And we all know we love to enjoy what Matt missed more than anything.
Me too.
Me too, Matt. The first clip we'll play from you today is a certain coach not very happy with how his team performed this weekend.
It seemed like this is one of the first games under your leadership that the team just didn't seem to show up tonight.
No, they didn't. I think as the game went on, I don't think it was a team. I think there was definitely some individuals that made business decisions. And we'll make business decisions going forward as well.
Matt Hamilton, you made some business decisions, leaving us all last week, leaving us at the end of this week. What players in the NFL were making some business decisions this past weekend?
That was savage the way he just came after you.
I love it.
Savage.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You didn't hear about this one at all?
No.
So that's Raiders head coach Antonio Pierce. That was him commenting on his team losing to the Carolina Panthers and Andy Dalton, 36-22.
I did see Andy Dalton started and won the game, but I didn't hear the post-game presser. I was pretty shocked by it, though.
Yeah, calling out business decisions for the some of the better players on your team, too. I mean, I don't know. Let's talk about Devontae Adams there.
I mean, probably.
What was the final score of that game?
36-22. And it was never particularly close for the Raiders. Andy Dalton, I think, had 3 touchdowns.
What if Andy Dalton just like rose from the ashes and led the Panthers to be like one of the top teams in the NFL?
That would just be a cruel, not even cruel. That would just be ironic for no reason. I don't think there's any like storyline. There's no like moral of that story. It's just Andy Dalton had a good year.
I would say poor Bryce Young because I think he's one of those quarterbacks, and I maybe physically is why a lot of people just jumped in like, oh, he'll be able to play right away. And I think it's the physical limitations that limited him, but he was a guy that could have used the redshirt year and had that more development like Jordan Love. Even though that Bryce Young looked like a guy that, because of what he did at Alabama, could come in and play right away. I think when you look at how bad Carolina was and how limited he is physically because he's not super athletic and he's not very tall and he's got a slender build, that I think you had to build a team around him, and I think he had to know that Carolina offense the same way that he knew the Bama offense, and then he could run it elite, but he doesn't, and then he regressed this year, which was sad to see. I think Carolina, they didn't ruin him, but they did not allow him to reach his ceiling.
And Matt,
did you see one of his running backs had to while Bryce Young was trying to, this is obviously in week 2, when he was trying to scan the defense, he got pushed behind the center. He wasn't even lined up under center. His running back had to move him to the correct position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's bad.
Well, speaking of correct positions, we all know who.
Jesus.
What? I'm talking about football. I'm talking about
show
ball,
is
Molly.
this?
Exactly.
Jeez. Gosh,
Ryan.
get your mind out of the gutter.
Come on.
I hope somebody comes after Ryan now.
Well, there's somebody who's coming after a certain team in the NFL this week because apparently somebody's being invaded at their home. Why don't you guys take a listen?
You better protect Sauce Gardner. I think he's got a family that's been coming to his house. I've been following along on social media.
What?
Yeah, he just posted one this morning, I believe. He said they're running up on him, I think is what he said exactly. And he said he's at a pivotal point here. Do I start feeding him and treat him like family, or do I go the other way?
Don't do that. I think he needs to call up Jordan Love. I think he's the owner of them right now.
Oh, God.
Matt Hamilton, I know you recognize that voice. Who was that?
Well, that was Aaron Rodgers and Pat McAfee.
That was correct. Aaron Rodgers and Pat McAfee. Speaking about Jordan Love owning a certain family. What family would that be?
Man, I don't know. It kind of seemed like Sauce Gardner was talking about being overrun with some sort of pest or nuisance, so I don't, maybe cats.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I have no idea what this is about. I haven't heard of this one.
He said Jordan Love's the owner of of them right now.
Bears?
There.
Is Jordan Love the owner of the Bears right now?
No, apparently he's owner of the Wildcats, the Panthers,
the Bengals,
yeah, cat teams.
Yeah. All the cat teams in the NFL. Yeah, that was Aaron Rodgers speaking on the Pat McAfee show. Apparently, Sauce Gardner's home is being overrun by bears.
By bears?
Yeah, bears are actually getting in his trash and stuff.
See that? I mean, it doesn't really register when you're being overrun by something in southern Wisconsin. It's typically not bears, and I don't know,
Gardner's
maybe
not in southern Wisconsin.
He's in New Jersey.
Well, I know, I get that, but when you're thinking of things that you might be overrun by, bears doesn't pop into your head, and neither does bears in New Jersey, for that matter.
Well, Aaron Rodgers went on to talk about that a little bit more, actually. But yes, that was a Molly Brown clip, by the way. She submitted that one today.
Of course it was Molly Brown. The way she got so snippy with me, I was like, well, we're not in Wisconsin. Sauce Gardner's not in Wisconsin.
Well,
the way that you said it, though.
Speaking of snippy, we know there's somebody who gets very snippy about a certain quarterback.
There has been an obvious, clear to week progression by that is exactly what you wanted to see. There were some bad mistakes in this game. It's also a game that I thought was an abomination to lose from a team standpoint. To not be able to run the football on a team that was giving up 250 yards a game running. They have first and goal from the 4. Yeah. Run. Option where everyone falls down. That's a debacle. But I think this was the best game any rookie quarterback's played by far.
Matt Hamilton, you got to recognize the voice by now.
There's no way he knows who that is.
Yeah, I still don't know who it is.
Really?
I know they're talking about Caleb Williams. I think I know who that is.
Take a guess.
Is it that Keanu Reeves looking guy?
That is correct.
We talked about this guy
I know.
times,
I
and
knew
all
his
you
voice.
say-
I just don't know his name because he said the Bears were going to the Super Bowl this year. I just
Nick
can't
Wright.
buy into him. Yeah, Nick Wright. That's it.
We were talking about it yesterday.
We did talk about it yesterday. He was
good.
And here's the thing. I am for the Bear hype. I think the Bears, it's a nice thing for your fans to have some excitement again. But, man, this guy was so bullish on him that I just chose not to remember his name. And I will continue to not remember his name.
Well, it's an easy one. It's an easy one that What Matt Missed will feature next week then again, too.
Yeah. Nick Wright.
There you go. Yeah, Nick Wright's. I mean, to be fair, he's on a network that I couldn't tell you where it lands on my television.
Right.
And
He's not on Fox.
He just looks like a budget Keanu Reeves.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, he's got the hair. He looks like a budget John Wick.
No, because like I have like Hulu, like it shows like what you watch the most. I literally never turn on whatever show that is that he's on,
I don't know what he's on anymore.
and I don't. They don't. They're not even like. I don't know. And it's not. I mean, he's good.
You're the one who sent me the clip.
I know. I got the clip of it.
I see him on Twitter, and I don't follow anything he does.
I follow Danny Parkins.
Okay.
And then he is
Same
like those
channel.
two are friends, and they're. I've never heard Danny Parkins show on whatever station it's on or whatever. Is it FS1?
Yeah, FS1.
There's two stations on my TV that are impossible for me to find because I only watch them very specific times a year, and that is FS1, and I don't even know if I ever watch FS1 for any reason. Probably a game on there, and then Big Ten Network.
Probably the morning Formula One races on FS1.
Probably.
It's totally his jam.
Yeah. Or some European football.
Is football on the FS1?
Rugby?
Football! I don't know. I don't even know.
Is there sports on it?
Is there sports on Fox Sports 1?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay. I mean,
Wisconsin games.
There's about as much sports on it as there is music on MTV.
Okay. All right, well, perfect. Let's get to Jason Wilde coming up next. It's Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes and High Life Lights. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, including one featured dive bar that will offer $2 High Lifes and High Life Lights for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin, like Whatever Bar, Ideal Bar, Club Lamarck, and VFW 8483.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Matt Hamilton here to tell you about my friends at Revive Restoration. Nobody plans for accidents to happen, but when they do, you can count on Revive to be professional, efficient, and detail-oriented as they make things right again. Revive Restoration.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You'll be able to, or you can even just, with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains, Chevy trucks have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
This
joined by Jason Wilde, Matt Hamilton. Have you met Jason before? Do you know who Jason is?
I'm curious if he still remembers who I am, but of course I know Jason.
Jason meet Matt. Matt meet Jason. How you guys?
I feel like lately you've been on more shows than Rutledge has that I've been on.
We talked on Friday. Remember, Matt was there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's what he's saying. Yeah, Jim's kind of slacking. I'm the grinder here. I'm the one who's on as often as possible.
First thing I think of when I think of you after curling.
After sweeper is grinder.
And your beautiful hair and sometimes creepy-looking facial hair is grinder.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like the honesty.
How was your parade, Jason?
Well, I didn't march in it, so that's a win in and of itself. And Maddie stored up all of her candy that she was supposed to be throwing from the cross-country truck to throw to her sister, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I must be doing something right parenting-wise, that she actually was thoughtful toward her younger sister. But it was great, and then Maddie went and ran really well on Saturday in a cross-country meet with her torn meniscus, so I started to cry at the end, which was awesome because I was overcome with emotion. So, hey, let's talk about football.
So on that, I had this idea with Coach LaFleur that Malik Willis maybe has brought out his best self or kind of hidden tendencies that I think offensive-minded coaches get into of like, hey, I got this fancy, super talented quarterback and Jordan Love. Like, let's get a little nuts. Let's get a little crazy in our play calling. And then with Malik, and I think it would have happened with Sean Clifford too. To the question you guys asked earlier in the day, of like I think he would have led to his intrusive thoughts and done some crazy stuff with Clifford because he can kind of let it rip. And having Willis and his skill set and how much he had to learn in such a short window, I think this run first, tone down playbook really brought the best out of LaFleur. And I wonder if he'll try to carry it forward whenever Love returns. And I think that would be a good thing to work in more of this playbook even when Jordan Love is back. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, maybe the Bears want to try it with their quarterback.
They can't run the football, though, so it doesn't matter. They had 63 yards against the Colts. 63.
That's 198 fewer yards than the Packers had against the Colts.
Yeah.
Look, first of all, like I don't know how much translation there is here, right? Because that first game, there's definitely very little, right? You can still use some of the motions and tricky things that they did, misdirections, etc. I think those will be used moving forward. But the bottom line is they didn't want Malik Willis to lose the game for them. And then to Matt LaFleur and his staff's credit, for the second game that he started, they said, all right, we're not going to be able to do that, run it down their throats over and over and over again, routine again, so we're going to have to let him throw it. Let's come up with throws that we believe he can make without making colossal mistakes. And they did that. I think you make a good point about carrying that over. Look, I think they kind of were thinking that way anyway, though. I mean, you get Josh Jacobs because he is capable of being a workhorse back. He is capable of taking the load off your quarterback. So that makes sense. But there's no doubt that, I don't know if he's let it rip so much, Jim, as he's gotten creative and found ways. Coaches always say it's their job to make their players successful, and there's no denying that they've done that with Malik Willis in these two games. I do find myself wondering, frankly, if, and I don't really want it to happen because it's such a good story after two games, if you get to a third game and the third time's not the charm and he has a really rough day if he has to start against the Vikings. So I'm really curious to see who starts on Sunday and how it plays out, because it does feel, and in all honesty, I really like Malik, and I think he's been one of the best stories in the league. But I do wonder if maybe the carriage turns into a pumpkin at some point.
Jason, do you have any update on the status of Love? Because I know we're all hoping that he's I think most of us are hoping that he's going to be going up against the Minnesota Vikings this weekend, but this just doesn't feel like the game that I want to see him knock the rust off, especially seeing how good the Minnesota Vikings, specifically their defense, are playing. But do you have an update on him at all?
Sounds to me like you want to know what Love is, and you want me to tell you.
Is he limited this week?
He will definitely be limited. What is that, Foreigner, Jim? Because I know Molly's way too young to get that.
I think you're right. I think it is Foreigner.
It's Foreigner.
I want to know what love is. That's
Hey, look at that!
Okay, yes.
I apologize. I should not have underestimated your knowledge.
It is Foreigner.
Of 80s classic rock.
I mean, she will sing any line she knows.
I
so.
will. That is a character flaw of mine,
Not
potentially.
a flaw. That was lovely
character
voice.
trait.
There you go.
No, I'm sure.
You don't gotta
I'm
hype
sure
me up.
lots of people have found that charming, and including us. I know this. I know that he was never playing against the Titans. Like LaFleur admitted to us yesterday that when he went out for that workout on the field, they had already decided he wasn't playing, or he had decided, or whoever had decided he wasn't playing. LaFleur did say he took team reps in practice last week, which he obviously was unwilling to acknowledge last week when it was actually not happening or was happening. So to me, and my comment to him was, so does that mean he should be able to handle even more this week? And that was when he had that line about how, well, we'll wait and see. Anybody who saw it knows this is a legitimate injury, which still just, I don't know what prompted that comment. Like, why are there people that think it's not a legitimate injury? Why would you say that, coach? So, look, I think he'll practice more than he did last week. This was the day that their most optimistic hope, if we're being honest. It was not to be back for the Colts. It was not to be back for the Titans. It was to be back for Minnesota. This was their optimistic target. So I like his chances a lot better than I did the last 2 weeks. I never bought into the hype of him possibly playing. It's our job to report the news and what we're being told, but I never believed it. This time, I think I'm more open to the possibility that he's back in the lineup.
Jason, do you think that Matt LaFleur properly conveyed how good of a job Malik Willis has done? Like, I know you didn't know how good of a job it was, but did he let you know how good of a job it was?
Yeah, I can't possibly fathom it.
Yeah.
So and I would have loved.
Can you break that down for me?
He did, right? I mean, you can go back and listen to this morning art show. We played the whole 4.5 minute back and forth. I would have gone for another 10 minutes with him if I was a little more selfish and a little less considerate of my colleagues. I got enough grief already for kind of monopolizing the press conference. But to me, it's one of the best stories in the league, right? I mean, I think Sam Darnold being 3-0 and throwing 4 touchdown passes last week or on Sunday is a great story. I think there's a bunch of really good stories in the league. Don't get me wrong.
The Red Rifle?
Malik Willis. But again, Malik Willis being, cast adrift and the way he was viewed in Tennessee and then after he was traded, for him to play the way he did in these 2 games and for the Packers to win them both, I don't care that both those teams are crappy, right? What are they, a combined 1-5? I just, and the only team the Colts have beaten are the Bears. I don't know if there are many quarterbacks that could have done and many coaches that could have done what they did. So I wanted to get more from LaFleur, and I tried, but it's still not nearly enough. I would love to have been, a fly on the wall or some sort of surveillance camera, being able to watch exactly how they got this guy ready, because his time in Tennessee gave you zero indication that he would be able to do what he did.
So, first of all, that's kind of surprising, or I guess that's not surprising, because Jordan Love kind of gave us a lot of indications that he wasn't going to be super great, and then he kind of proved us all wrong with Matt LaFleur's tutelage. So I guess I'm not super surprised by that. My follow-up question, though, were you offended when he said that you didn't get it? Or do you think that was just him really trying to get a point across? Or, was there, was anybody there like, come on, man, I understand football. You can't tell me I don't understand this.
No, I mean, I don't get it. I'm fine with that. I think you have to know what you know and know what you don't know. Now, there's a famous, before Jim Mora got famous for playoffs, he had a rant during his time with the Saints where he went after some reporters, and he used a very similar line. It was, you don't know, you think you know, but you really don't know. And that's kind of how that felt yesterday. or Sunday after the game.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like my argument to him, and I actually, I was a little irritated, Matt. I will admit that. I actually, during our little TV show we do up here every Sunday night on WBAY, I actually said, "All right, which camera am I looking into if I want to talk directly to Matt LaFleur?" I said it on the air, and then then I looked right into the camera like I was talking to him, and I told him, "Fine, I can't fathom it. Help me fathom it, right? Explain more to me, because it's such a good story." And look, Matt LaFleur I think he's really smart about. He's never one of those guys that kind of puffs out his own chest and tell everybody how great he is. Like one of my bigger pet peeves. I got after Ben Brust yesterday for this. Like I had to do the LaFleur press conference, so I needed to do a later hit on the show. He timed it. He did a great job of managing the clock, and at 3:45 they called me right at the time he was supposed to, right? And I was ready to compliment him on the air, and he basically begged for a compliment, which I was like, man, I was going to give that to you. So you don't have to ask for, right? The best compliments are the ones you don't have to ask for. And so in LaFleur's case, he don't have to get anybody to tell him how great these last 2 weeks are. We're all more than willing to say that. So help us understand how you did it. We're all telling you how great you are. Give us an idea of how you did it, because that, to me, is what fans want, because I'm like everyone else. I can't believe they did it. And now, if it's all over, if this is it, and it's love the rest of the way, then it will be a really neat chapter that I would have loved to have had more information about.
But, Jason, Matt LaFleur might think he could explain to you with dazzling details how special it is, but he's not capable of doing it.
He couldn't fathom doing it.
He doesn't have the training, yeah. He doesn't have the training
Couldn't
that we have.
fathom the ability to be the storyteller that you are, Jason Wilde.
That's kind of his section.
Yes. I also banned Matt. He was pro Matt LaFleur, so I banned Matt from doing the radio show because he can't fathom doing a radio show as good as me, so, don't even bother.
Media Matt is anti-media.
Yes.
Jason knows this.
Yes, but Jason...
God, Tausch does the same thing.
We're players.
We're players.
Athletes. Yeah.
They're all alike.
Yeah. So speaking of, I don't think you wrote the story, but I love preseason storylines that then don't come true. And I don't want to be negative about it, but along the injuries, there was all this story of the Packers changed their strength and conditioning. They're not going to be injured. And then obviously Jordan Love's injuries, whatever. But Marshawn Lloyd, Jordan Morgan, injured. There's a lot of injured players. So my point is, do we just find things to overinflate in the preseason about helping players be healthier, when I think injuries is really, unless you're negligent in your job, is so much just about luck more than anything else? Because that storyline, everyone's like, oh, everyone's healthy heading into week one, and then immediately so many people were hurt. I don't think the guy got bad at his job. I just think bad luck happened.
Yeah, I agree with the luck. Now, I will give them this, and this is more of a shout-out to the crew at the University of Wisconsin and Badger Athletic Performance. But it does appear, knock on wood for their case, that Christian Watson and Eric Stokes got their hamstrings figured out, right? Now, it's 3 games in, but they both went through all of training camp without a setback. They've all gone through now these first 3 weeks, and they're still healthy. That may change, but at least they found a resolution to that has given them the chance to stay healthy. Now, you could argue that Eric Stokes, isn't very good, even though he's healthy, and they'd rather have Carrington Valentine playing, which is what they did in the Colts game. Carrington Valentine, splitting time with Eric Stokes, played way more than Eric Stokes did. And I think that would have been the case had Carrington Valentine not been hurt for the Titans game. So, but you're right. I don't believe that. I always use the example that Mike McCarthy in 2014 instituted what Tausch affectionately calls Foot Bath Friday, where they, he likes to joke that they just went and got pedicures and massages. And they did get massages, but they did yoga. They did all these things to try and prevent soft tissue injuries. And it worked, or so it seemed, right? Because they were as healthy as any team I have covered in 2014. In fact, that's one of the major reasons why it's such a disappointment that they gacked in Seattle. But until 2015, he kept the exact same schedule where they did the same stuff on Friday and then spent Saturday with a light practice. And they had all kinds of injuries. I mean, starting with Jordy Nelson's ACL. So the idea that you can control something that really isn't controllable and that is related to luck, I don't think there's any question that that's bogus.
Don't lie, though. All of you were thinking it, because I cannot be the only one, that during Sunday's game, those few times that Christian Watson was going up in the air and landing really hard on the ground, I was like, nope, his hamstring's done. He's done. It kept coming in my mind. I can't not think about it when I watch Christian Watson. Jesus, if I could talk.
You watch him easier than you say his name.
You're watching Watson.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. We had like multiple incidents in the summer, right? He had that one ball on family night he went up to get, and then came off the field gingerly. He had a play in training camp where I thought he was dead. It turned out he was fine. And he had another one. I was hyperbole, clearly, but you know what I mean. Like, there were multiple scares, and then it turned out he was okay. So, there was that play. Wasn't there a play last year where he went down too, and they listed him on the injury report with 5 different injuries: chest, head, neck, back, and then he ended up going back in the game. Yeah.
Jason, thank you so much.
Yeah, so now let me get the schedule right. So you don't work Fridays?
Every other Friday I do camping, so I have to leave early. We moved 4 to 6, so getting to campgrounds at 7:30 would be too late. So
well, thanks for giving us a schedule.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means this Friday, since you weren't on last Friday, I'll get you this Friday.
Yeah, I'm again. Yeah,
you won't get me, and you won't get Matt, though.
Boy, if that doesn't sum up this show.
Yeah, we host together. It's like, what's the Anchorman? 60% of the time, we work 20%. We work together 20% of the time. You can figure out the math.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Jason. It's Jason Wilde. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
No, take care. Be good.
I think you turned them.
Take care.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starry on Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starry on Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience by going to starryonbank.com. Member FDIC.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Badgers defensive coordinator Mike Tressel met with the media Monday morning and stated that the defense isn't living up to the standard this season.
We haven't performed to where our expectations are at all. Some of the fundamental aspects of defense, like leverage and block defeat, are not up to our standards, and we're going to continue to work at them, and we have. And we're a little bit refocused on what's really important to defensive football, and that's getting population to the football. That's having a chip on your shoulder, those types of things.
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Offer on September 30th, so visit PellaWI.com today.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Josh Gavel is a service manager with Kirsch Appliance. Josh, your company acquired document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Why?
I think at the time we had an older printer, and just things come up when you get older equipment.
Yeah, things like your older printer that didn't always work when you clicked print. And now with a new printer and service from James Imaging Systems,
things happen, they can come out and fix it and leave us to what we're needing to do.
James Imaging Systems, helping local Wisconsin businesses move forward with less stress, more peace of mind.
You get somebody that knows what they're doing, come in here and get it done in 5 minutes, and we're not having to take our time to do it.
Josh, your advice for local businesses?
I'd recommend James Imaging.
For less stress and more peace of mind, make the switch to document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At MadisonWeightLoss.com, we know the secret. Our unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd like to lose unhealthy fat without counting points, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation in person or virtually.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. When I started my 60-day program with Madison Weight Loss, I set a personal goal to lose about 30 pounds. Well, about 40 days into the program, I'm already reaching that goal. I'm so thankful I chose to work with Madison Weight Loss to make some significant lifestyle changes, and the results are showing.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 608-774-7241 or go to MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Shout out to Ryan for that fantastic callback to Jason Wilde.
Shout out. I want you to. I don't know the words.
You just sang it earlier, Molly.
I know.
Brown.
Well, I want to know what love is.
I want it.
That was your spot. That was it.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to feel what love
Well,
is?
no.
I know you can show me.
Ew.
Molly, you're not supposed to be the one who hates on other people singing.
Is that? I think we got a glimpse.
I mean, he was just like whispering, though.
Yeah.
Like, in my ears.
To the last things that Ryan's victims here.
Who just Who was that?
That was Molly.
Okay.
This is Jim.
Molly's the
Molly,
snorter, and she makes weird noises when she laughs.
presented by Coors Light. I'll tell you what, there's one surefire proven, and the best way to lose weight is with semaglutide. At Carbon World Health, that is the proven way to lose weight. Carbon World Health semaglutide. Jim, Matt, and Molly, good stuff from Jason Wilde, aside from Matt indulging himself into the Matt LaFleur argument there.
I mean, I'm just asking what everyone else wants to know.
Did you guys notice the whole... I just thought it was funny, the whole IR story. It was earlier in the spring, or training camp, and it was the Amari Rodgers story of training camp.
Right.
And it just stuck with me. And it was like, I read it, I'm like, that's a kiss of death. Because injuries to me, and Matt, obviously, you're an athlete at like some sort of level. No, just but
at all level, correct.
Yes, but you're an Olympic athlete, and you can do a lot of things to help yourself stay in the best shape possible. But it's not like the trainers, it's not like trainers come in, like at Carbon World Health, there's plenty of trainers that come through, and they all have a very similar philosophy. It's not like they have some magic trick where it's like,
right.
But this is how you never get injured. Like, that person will be a billionaire. So it's more about like, hey, maybe flex a little bit more, maybe do a little bit of this.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of like...
The answer is almost always stretch more.
Right, but like
the Packers it's really, there is a magic answer, and it's
we
stretch.
Unlocked the key. It was so funny. Like, nobody's been hurt this preseason. We've unlocked the key. We're going to have the healthiest season ever. And I love the anecdote from Wilde about the McCarthy stretch days. 1 year it worked, and the next year it didn't. Because more than anything, in a contact sport like football, it could be a little different for curling because there is more technique and things that could be done. You're really at the mercy of dumb luck more than anything else in
there's
football.
There's a ton of dumb luck in football. It's the non-contact ones, and I know like a misstep you can lose an ACL.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
Jordan Love, if they had played on a field that was less slippery, that ACL might be gone.
Hey, you're right.
As opposed to that field, his foot and it
might have been able to twist a little for him in his favor.
Because that was, isn't that the whole David Bakhtiari, Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah,
one
turf
of their,
don't give.
This is one of their theories that are not insane. They got a lot of insane theories, and those two are
ayahuasca
cuckoo birds. But they do have something to say with the field turf thing.
Yeah,
because your foot can get stuck, and then that's why you're more likely to blow out your Achilles or your ACL, things like that.
Oh God! Even just talking about it, makes me cringe.
Yeah.
I say this as someone that when I play basketball, it's definitely at risk. Every time I play basketball, I'm always like, is it worth the humiliation if I tear my ACL? Because I would be humiliated at 44 years old, blowing my ACL out, playing pickup basketball.
Would you be humiliated on the court or when you,
but it's like,
or when you tell
this,
people?
But I got this far, and now I'm like in crutches. Like, what were you doing? I was just playing pickup basketball. Like, I'm a grown. I could just do carbon more. I could run more. But it's like I just couldn't give up the dream, and I'm playing pickup basketball. It's just one of those things.
No, you've given up the dream. You're just trying to hoop.
Right, but
there's
like,
nothing wrong with that.
So
That's
hard?
still cool.
I was gonna say I wouldn't like look down on somebody if that happened to them and be like, oh, that's so embarrassing. I'd be like,
It'd be worse
at
if
least
you
you're playing
said you were
basketball
like
at 40-something years old.
Yeah, honestly, I would. I'll have more respect for basketball than like.
I
hey,
picked up a
tore
picnic table and I messed up my back.
Yeah, exactly.
That might be more
I
embarrassing.
tore my ACL raking leaves. Like, I'm
That's
laughing
fair.
at you for that. The
That's
fact
fair.
that, and you can, I went up for a dunk, realized I was just going to lay it up, and then came down earlier than I thought I did.
Yeah.
Bam.
Okay, if you told
Tore
me that you were
Achilles.
dunking, I'd be like, you're a douche.
Okay. Easy.
Yikes.
What if you said I was going up for a
If
layup?
I said I was going up for a dunk and
Driving
it was
the lane.
real, I should be getting like, I don't know, a gold medal or something. At 40, if I could dunk at 44 years old, at this height,
Are you doing like the John Tucker? Like, you know what I mean? From John Tucker Must Die? No? You don't know what that
You
is?
could get those
I
shoes
just
from
think you're talking
Seinfeld. They'll help you jump.
Jimmy likes those shoes.
Jimmy likes those shoes.
Jimmy likes to play basketball. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day, brewed by Coors Light. Capturing the spirit of game day in Madison with previews, reactions, and analysis before and after every Wisconsin football game this season. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The Badgers currently coming back at it this week after a bye week following their loss to Alabama. Badgers also now without quarterback Tyler Van Dyke, who, per Luke Fickell yesterday, would be eligible to return next season with a medical redshirt after suffering a season-ending knee injury in that loss to Alabama. Badgers currently listed at 14.5-point underdogs for this weekend's road game against USC. ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day starting from Monks in Middleton at 12:30 p.m. right here on 100.5 ESPN. Green Bay Packers, they're also moving up, though, unlike the Badgers. They moved up 15 spots in this week's ESPN NFL Nation Power Rankings. Though still, where are they at exactly in those rankings? Head over to ESPNWisconsin.com for more and all your news and updates heading into the Green Bay Packers Sunday matchup against the division rival Minnesota Vikings at home this weekend. Second hour of Jim, Matt, and Molly starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's
let
gonna
me get
swing
this
on
right.
Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other.
See, we've talked about it. My husband is a Minnesota Viking, which means he's a troll.
Your husband signed off on this as a Vikings fan?
Do you think I take my husband's feelings into consideration about
It's
this
his
stuff?
son. Maybe he wants him to be a Vikings fan.
I don't know, but basically we rode up to the Viking game last year, got sick.
Can't you just say healthiest? Why do you have to use the double negative and confuse a guy like me? Because now I had to click and see which one was it what it was. And I figured it out, but I hated it.
Which one, what it was?
Clickbait. Clickbait, Ryan.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We're presented by Coors Light. The mountains here, believe you know what to do.
And that's crush.
A Coors Light.
I love that power. I might need what I think the song's called "I Got the Power" by Snap. Yeah, I kind of want that drop.
Ryan, take notes. Take notes.
Oh, yeah.
When I add a list of Ryan, just add it to the list of things we asked you to do.
Just play it real quick.
The nice thing for Ryan is he can just decide if he wants to do it or not, because we're not going to remember.
Yeah, Ryan's got the real power.
Yeah, he does, because
When you guys bring up songs, I do a pretty good job of playing
I don't
it
want
back from the break.
You do. I don't want the whole song. I want, like, so we don't have to have it today. I just want it going forward. When I say, and we're presented by Coors Light, the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
Then I want, done it. I got the power, because it's powerful. Ryan, try it. Try it. Just say it one time.
Ryan, do
Say
it.
it. Yes.
Wait, you want me to say
Yeah.
it?
Say it, the mountains are blue.
Yeah. The mountains.
If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
I got the power.
But you feel power,
You
right?
feel
it's
powerful.
like running through your veins like Coors Light.
I was off. I thought you wanted me to just do a verbal hotkey there for you in that moment. I thought
No,
you
we
really
wanted you to feel the
I
power.
want you to feel the power. To
Feel
know
the
why
power.
I was
Did you?
asking for that. Did you feel it?
Yeah, I'd say the montañas are azul. Yeah, I feel it. Feel poureful.
The
Do
mountains
you not
are
understand
blue.
Spanish,
Yeah.
Jim? Okay.
I got it. It took
He
me a minute.
understands. He knows Spanish.
of Madison Oil. Matt understands.
Understands Spanglish.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right, get into the show, 844-770-3776. I wanted to talk a little bit about, and Ryan sent it in the text chain a little bit earlier in the day, and trust me, as I need to almost put a disclaimer out for those who get easily triggered. Trigger warning. I'm going to talk about the Packers in more of a hypothetical. Maybe that's what we need, is like trigger warning. That those out there who get so worked up about me saying anything about the Packers. But Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Joe Burrow, Tua, even Jalen Hurts is obviously with that interception streak. Like, there's a long line of quarterbacks that, if you had to do all over again, like, you got to pay the quarterback. You'd rather have them than, like, be in a situation of, like, who's a bad situation?
The Giants?
The Giants, right. You'd rather have them to be in the Giants situation.
Hey, they won this past weekend, though.
But, and I'm not saying you're there yet, but you kind of don't hate Seattle's situation. You don't hate Minnesota's situation, San Francisco's situation.
You were pretty unsure going into this season about your situation in Arizona as well.
True,
right?
but with the
he's played really good.
Yes, he has, but he could get hurt again.
That was a big question mark with Mighty Mouse.
It's more just revisiting. It's one of those things that the Packers had to pay him. There was no other way around it. It's going to be such a big money ball thing. I don't know if anyone's ever going to do it to try to just jump the analytics and say, you know what, we're not paying it. We're paying everyone else. We're going to get a league average quarterback, at least something not like some uber elite athlete, just someone who is smart and can be the avatar for the coach.
Is that what the Saints did?
It could be. Well, Carr, he's maybe.
I mean, I wouldn't put him elite, but he's good.
Offense. Well, to your point, Clint Kubiak's running an offense that's very similar to what the Packers run. So, yes, this offense does allow the quarterback. And I think the Moneyball aspect of it would be more paying guys who are like $25 to $30 million a year instead of these 50 to 60.
Would Baker Mayfield be a good comp?
Yeah, another one.
Or even Darnold.
Because he got paid. Like, I just think the quarterbacks, the ones like Aaron Rodgers and like Patrick Mahomes, who else is there of like 5+ years of elite play?
Stafford?
Is he strung 5? Yeah, I'll put him there because, yeah Stafford.
I mean,
yeah.
just because his team was so much less than elite
right.
doesn't mean he wasn't.
And the reason I questioned Stafford was injury. Like, has he been dinged too much? Like, how many games? I don't know how many years he's missed over the last 5.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
Well,
yeah.
Brady, obviously, before he was done.
But, like, it's so rare for, I think, to truly live up to the contract that you're getting paid. And, again, you should pay these guys. There's actually very few that do it.
That guy that Molly Brown loves.
Who do
Josh
I love?
Allen?
Josh Allen.
Is he about? I thought he's about year 4. And this is start of year 5.
I don't know if it's been 5 years yet, but he seems very well on track to do it.
Did I mention Trevor Lawrence
Yeah.
is a guy that now looks like it's on the downward arrow?
I haven't watched them yet. Like, what is their issue?
Oh, you don't want to watch
He's
them.
missing.
Hammered.
He's missing easy throws.
So it's on him? Is it the team? Is it the coach? Like,
it's hard to say because he turned it around in year 2 when Doug Peterson was there. But right now, this is year 3 with Peterson, and it's getting worse. It looks like. So I don't know if it looks like Lawrence is definitely part of the problem because he's missing throws that you'd think like a rookie would miss.
It's also not necessarily coach. It's also structure around the coach, front office, who they put around him.
Yes.
They went and paid Gabe Davis, the guy the Bills weren't willing to pay.
Yes, and they still have Charlie Kirk there. Just personally annoyed that
Charlie Kirk?
Not Charlie Kirk.
Christian.
Sorry, Christian Kirk. But
Might as
personally
well be
annoyed.
Charlie.
Good
Might as
name,
well
though.
be Charlie.
He's like a top 5 wide receiver.
He was one of the highest paid receivers. When he got paid, he was like
that's what I'm saying. I think he's like top 5 right now. He was with Arizona.
Yeah.
And then got like 29 to go.
Yeah, because he's worthless on my fantasy team.
I think this might be like, I mean, I know I'm a Josh Allen hater. I get it. For no reason other than he's good, right? I mean, I hate Travis Kelce more than I hate Josh Allen.
You got a list of people you just hate irrationally.
Exactly. No, you're right. You're right. And I have nothing behind it. I have no idea. But savage. Josh Allen, though, and I think it's funny actually tying this back to Taylor Swift for you. I believe Greeny actually said it today on his show that like different eras that he's been in, like this, he was in an era with Stephon Diggs before. Now Josh Allen doesn't have him. That this year I was like, I don't know if the Bills are going to be any good. And I mean, clearly they're proving that wrong, but like he is showing even more this year with not having a Stephon Diggs.
Now, Josh Allen is kind of the prototype for like you got to allow quarterbacks to kind of screw up and work through it, and you get to reap the rewards of it. Year 1 with the Bills, 53% completion percentage, 2,000 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, 12 picks. Year 2 is 59%, 3,000, 20 and 9. Then year 3 as a starter, 70% completion percentage, 4,500 yards, 37 touchdowns, 10 picks, and he's basically averaged that over the last 4 years. So he is also the poster child of allow your guy to, if you play someone young, let them continue to develop and have faith in them. But I guess Josh Allen would be in this list of 5+ years, but it circles back to the question we asked before with this Jordan Love contract. But realistically, for Jordan Love to live up to this contract, and last year is not the start of it because that was not a top tier, like that was a very up and down year. He needs to have 5 years where he is all pro caliber, essentially in a row, to fully live up to it. And that's every quarterback. Injuries are part of it too, because that's why other quarterbacks left off. Joe Burrow's career has been derailed by injuries.
Okay, so I guess where I'm coming from with this is now that this new landscape of quarterbacks is be the next top paid quarterback, like, is that still a fair comp? You know what? I would say 15 years ago, I would say you're the highest paid quarterback. You should be the best. You should be just about the best quarterback. Or now it's more. It really does feel like it's more of a gamble. Like we believe you can be the best quarterback. So I think that kind of like slight change from 15 years ago where you proved you were the best and then you got your money to now is like we've seen these flashes and we really think that if you can continue to grow, you're going to be the best. Does the expectation still sit in the same spot?
We're talking to the same thing here because my point is you have to take a leap of faith now. And so you, by all means, the Green Bay Packers signed Jordan Love to the correct contract. And so that part I'm not debating at all. You need to sign that. My point is, it used to be, to your point, players were further developed and further along when they signed it. It felt far more like a guarantee that they were going to have 5 to 8 years of elite play. When now, when you look at all these quarterbacks, whether it's Dak or Trevor Lawrence or Joe Burrow or Jalen Hurts, to all these quarterbacks, whether it's injury or otherwise, you realize that and it just goes back to you don't know what you have till it's gone. And I'm not obviously an Aaron Rodgers guy. Aaron Rodgers was one of 3. Realistically, it's Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers.
Maybe Lamar.
But no, not yet. I mean, if you want to talk about the guys who truly are the cream of the crop elite, those are the 3 that did it for a long period of time with elite play. Obviously, Mahomes and Brady with more team success.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying.
And so Josh Allen has the potential to get there. But it's wild how these quarterbacks who even last offseason, we were like Joe Burrow, and I think Joe Burrow's still very good, but they're like, Joe Burrow's number 1, easy. Or maybe 2. Right behind, number 1 behind Mahomes.
I mean, Lamar Jackson got drafted by the Ravens in 2018, and he won MVP in 2019.
You got to win a Super Bowl for me to have the you got to have the team success.
2 MVPs don't do it.
You got to get to a Super Bowl, don't you?
I don't know. He got to an AFC Championship game, and then that guy Patrick Mahomes was there for him.
Okay, that's fine. We can make a case for. I'm just saying that I would
AFC. Your Super Bowl is kind of the AFC Championship
game. And that's part of the Josh Allen case too. I would put him with Josh Allen right there below. I'm literally naming 3 guys: Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers.
Can I ask for Josh Allen and Lamar? Do you think either of them find the same success if you let them grow as young rookies, let them fail? But if they try to do it with the Titans and the Jets rather than the Bills and the Ravens?
It's a great question. The Bills, though, they didn't have a
The Bills were pretty good once they got
trash
Sean
until-
McDermott. Once they got Sean McDermott in there, they became a much better franchise. He's a true program builder.
And how long has he been there? Did we say 8 years?
He's been there 8 years. Yeah, I think he was there starting 2 years before Josh Allen got there. So he was already still starting to build that whole culture, that infrastructure around that. So I mean,
didn't he start the season on the hot seat?
He did.
He has been on and off. Yeah,
Because he hasn't. I mean, that's more the expectations of you haven't.
You haven't gotten over the hump.
Yes.
And that's the Mahomes
And that
problem.
hump's got a name. It's
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Yeah, exactly.
2017 was the arrival of McDermott.
Instead of Maotto, it's Mahomes.
So here it was the year before.
I was singing the Black Eyed Peas song.
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a second here. 2017.
Jim's trying to work.
He signed this contract. So I think that his first season was Josh Allen's first season because on January 11, 2017, McDermott was hired by the Buffalo Bills. So maybe it was the year before Josh Allen.
He was there a year before.
The
Josh
year
Allen.
before Josh
I know.
Allen.
He had been there before, but even then, he's built that into what it was once Josh Allen got there.
Right, and you're right. But again, the Bills in general, you could get the right person. The Bills before that, the Ravens are a little different. Harbaugh had been there and had a culture for obviously ups and downs throughout, had gone to a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco and then now brought Lamar into it. McDermott was fresher into it. So you can fix your culture and fix the quarterback and fix some of those things quickly. My whole point is I just feel like it's all so much, not luck. But
Wouldn't you say, but it's the team around, it's the infrastructure of what the franchise is.
That's important. That's important for sure.
Do you think it's any coincidence that Justin Fields is starting to do a little bit better in Pittsburgh? I'm just saying.
Yeah, but he's not. If you look at it statistically, he's the same guy he was in Chicago. The Steelers are just better.
But at the end of the day, what's the results? As long as it's W.
Right. Well, he's winning more games, but he's a better player. Those are two different things.
True, but I think that changes the perception. At the
For
end of
sure,
the day.
absolutely.
But also, we've been talking about how good of a coach Mike Tomlin is. If we're saying that, then that obviously has to play a factor in
Winning
him.
games builds confidence.
It
Confidence
does.
makes for better plays.
It does. But again, Justin Fields up and down. My whole point is that these quarterbacks are more up and down than we think outside of 3 of them. And that was what I was trying to get to.
I would agree with that.
They ride it more. I mean, Stafford would be the guy, or Herbert would be the ones you'd focus on and be like, hey, they showed up, and Josh Allen through bad situations. Maybe it was a program building there with McDermott, but it was rough the first 2 years of Josh Allen.
It was rough the first few years, yeah.
McDermott's biggest key there was to see it through.
And then they went and got a guy like Stephon Diggs.
Right. And Justin Herbert, I mean, again, he put up numbers, but the team was not good. And maybe this is the year, but he was a guy putting up numbers without team success. Matthew Stafford, another one.
Yeah, if Herbert was on that team in the same stadium, but just in the NFC side of it, if he was playing for the Rams his entire career, how much better would it be?
Daniel Landscaper says, Jim just loves to make any argument or case that is against the Packers. Doesn't matter what the topic is.
So you can tell Rutledge.
Again, trigger warning. I said you should pay Jordan Love. And, I just think that it's one of those things where every team, including the Packers, it's so hard to figure out what it's going to be.
I'm just going to say in Daniel the Landscaper's defense, you can't say, no offense, but I think you're ugly, right? You can't preface, don't be triggered by this. But
I didn't say anything negative.
But he also did say that Aaron Rodgers is one of the top quarterbacks, and that's not based on his performance with the New York Jets.
Right. And I said also that the Packers absolutely paid the right contract for Jordan Love, and they did exactly what they should do.
I'm just saying, when you start off with...
But I didn't say anything negative. You're
don't
right.
be triggered.
Right, but then I don't say anything trigger-worthy.
Yeah, it wasn't
Don't worry.
really.
I'll continue to moderate the discussion.
Just saying Aaron Rodgers is triggering to a lot of Wisconsin.
I said he was good, and I said Jordan Love has earned his money.
And that
I'm
the
just
Packers
saying
should have
that
paid him.
It is wild.
You keep my quarterback's name out your mouth.
Daniel also said he's just overly excited because the Bears finally threw an offensive touchdown.
2.
Robin Madison says, and I still think Vic was a better player than Lamar Jackson. And Tim in Oregon says basketball blows out a lot of knees. Careful, Jim. Wear double knee supports.
I'd rather blow up my ACL than wear double knee supports.
I want to see Jim wearing double knee supports and rec specs.
Is that our knee supports like the knee sleeves?
Yeah.
Okay.
But rec specs too, I think would be
Oh, because then you look like you're playing racquetball though, right?
Yeah.
You look like the guy from Dodgeball.
As a child, to be fully vulnerable, as a kid, with glasses, I wasn't old enough to wear contacts. I had to wear the rec specs to play, I think it was 5th and 6th grade.
Don't throw the ball at 4-eyed Jimmy.
Yeah, 5th and 6th grade. And my coach, Mr. Coach Levy, was a really nice guy because he knew I was a Bulls fan, so he always called me Horace because Horace Grant wore the same rec specs.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great to have to wear rec specs.
Yeah,
when
but
you
that
were,
was nice that your coach.
He was a nice coach.
Hey, Four Eyes, you're up next.
Let me just pile on one more before you kick us to break. But Daniel Landscaper says, Jim, just admit it. Fields is better now that he's not in that dumpster fire of an organization in Chicago.
I'm very happy.
Ryan, get the bell ready.
I'm very happy for Justin Fields, without a doubt. But I'm also like, it was the move the Bears, you make it every time. Because if they didn't trade him, they had to sign him to a big-time contract, which was not the smart thing to do.
What if they didn't trade that first overall pick and took C.J. Stroud?
Or then they wouldn't have
But
DJ Moore and all these other picks.
That's the thing. I cannot get behind that kind of argument because you just don't know. Because C.J. Stroud looked incredible last year. He's looked good thus far up until last week against the Minnesota Vikings. But would he be that same player in Chicago
Also,
and not the right system?
We're week 3 in. He just set the rookie record for passing yards. I believe it's the passing yards for the season for all quarterbacks right now. And Packer mouth-breathing Packer fans are, Caleb sucks. Oh, look, this is why I can't even...
Throws for 400 yards and can't even beat the Colts.
That is neat. He's in a bad situation, which is a bummer. But I still think, like Herbert and others, he can rise above it. And Josh
They
Allen
should have got rid of Eberflus last year.
That they should have.
That was the biggest mistake by the
franchises.
What's that?
It's the franchise who decides the success.
You're right. No franchise can ever turn it around because the Bills were cooking before
Your
Sean
fate
McDermott
is
showed up.
already written, dog.
Exactly. just like the Brewers. Sorry, Brewer fans. You're never going to win a World Series. You're born losers. Born loser, Brewer fans, because it's all about the franchise. You've never won one, so you won't win one, loser.
Easy Four Eyes.
Did you guys? Yeah, there you go.
Ryan said it. If you are not, then you never will be. So Brewers, sorry, you'll never win a World Series.
Didn't you notice last week when I tried to use the Bears rationale against Jim's Brewers argument, he said that I was making it about the Bears too much?
It's okay. Yeah. He did that when I was trying to do that with the Badgers.
Is it kind of annoying when you just say it won't happen because it's never happened? Is that kind of annoying?
No, I'm just saying.
Because I'm not arguing two different sports. What I'm arguing is your logic is insane just because it's never happened doesn't mean it won't happen. Because if that's your logic, then you have to believe in your heart that the Brewers will never win a World Series because organizationally, they're too damn cheap to win a World Series. So they're always going to come up short because that's who they are.
No, it's because...
Because it's the organization.
Is
it's the organization.
Jim Rutledge? Is this the Jim Rutledge?
It is called Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Jim, Matt, and Molly. Oh, okay. So I'll lay out from now on.
Ooh, this. JJ Poinette says Jim would be the cable guy.
All right. Well, go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, no, I'm good.
You asked if it was a Jim Rutledge show, and it is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Well, I thought it was the Jim Rutledge show. I thought this was the jump around.
The jump around.
The jump around is more of a Ryan Wollersheim joint. Yes, but this is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Presented by Coors Light. Go to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Enjoy their horseshoe bar.
Jim needs to take Ryan there to make up for it.
Yeah. Make up for what? He asked the question.
Well, maybe you can let him talk.
The show is called Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You guys should go talk this over at the horseshoe bar. The tomahawk steak.
I'm allowed not to be
yell
interrupted.
others down, yes.
I am not to be. No, I'm just trying not to be interrupted. I wasn't yelling you down. I hadn't finished my thought. I'm allowed to finish my thought.
You have long thoughts.
I do. Because
and redundant.
Unlike Matt Hamilton, who wouldn't be able to fathom the thoughts that I come up with because he hasn't done radio as long as me, I have really well thought out arguments. All right, this is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes and High Life Lights. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, including one featured dive bar that will offer $2 High Lifes and High Life Lights for the week. Taste the champagne of beer in its natural environment. A delightfully different dive bar in Wisconsin, like Whatever Bar, Ideal Bar, Club Lamarck, and VFW 8483.
Well, here we are again, and I got to tell you, Jim, this match has me really concerned.
Here we have a powerful heavyweight, a train, weighing in at 6,000 tons. And this hasty lightweight challenger, a car, at just 1.5 tons?
This does not bode well for the car, or the people in it.
It's no contest. Every day, people are injured or killed trying to beat a train at rail crossings. See tracks, think train.
Tommy! I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. Every Tuesday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Don't miss the ESPN Wisconsin Media Poll Rankings Reveal Show. We unveil the top 10 teams in the large division and small division all around the state. That's every Tuesday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The ESPN Wisconsin Media Poll Rankings Reveal Show.
Josh Gavel is the service manager with Kirsch Appliance. They have printer technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Josh?
I would say you're a business partner in helping us do what we need to do.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company with the whole package. Better technology, better support, better service.
You're always willing to help with any issues and have a good attitude.
An attitude of doing whatever it takes to help local businesses run more smoothly, efficiently, and cost-effectively, all to help their clients be more competitive and more successful. Josh, anything you'd like to tell others about James Imaging Systems?
Yeah, they will provide what you're looking for and figure out what solutions you need and come up with a good plan for you.
Sounds like a good plan, all right. Document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
We've said it before, we'll say it again. Fleet Farm has everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed. Like 5 quarts of Resolute conventional motor oil on sale for only $14.99. Or 5 gallons of Cam 2 hydraulic AG fluid, now just $32.99. And if you happen to find a lower price elsewhere, we'll match it. Any day, every day. Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life at the best prices guaranteed.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week here at Pleasant View Golf Course. Maddie Wilcox, this is second home for you, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'm here almost every day.
What do you like about golf? What attracted you to the sport and keeps you playing?
I really like the individuality of it. I also play soccer, which is a big team sport, and so it's kind of nice to have that balance where I can focus on myself and focus on my mental game while also knowing that I'm playing for a purpose and for my team.
A very special tournament that Middleton hosts with Wanakee, Cure for Cancer.
The Coaches versus Cancer.
To be a part of something like that, what does that mean to you?
It's just really nice to know that even though we're in high school, we can still make a difference because I know everyone's touched by cancer in some way or form.
Matt Hamilton here for Leinekugels, the craft beer that showcases a commitment to tradition and quality, founded in 1867 in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. No matter where I'm at, on the ice, on my boat, or if I'm just watching the big game, I always have a Leine's in my hand. Whether it's the refreshing summer shandy, the smooth honey vice, or my personal favorite, the juicy peach, there's a delicious flavor for every moment. Pick it up wherever you get delicious beer, but remember, you gotta be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
When I was trying to do that with the Badgers,
Is it kind of annoying when you just say it won't happen because it's never happened? Is that kind of annoying?
No, I'm
because
just
I'm not
saying
arguing two different sports. What I'm arguing is your logic is insane. Because just because it's never happened doesn't mean it won't happen. Because if that's your logic, then you have to believe in your heart that the Brewers will never win a World Series because organizationally they're too damn cheap to win a World Series. So they're always going to come up short because that's who they are.
No, it's because
because it's the organization. It's the organization.
Jim Rutledge? Is this?
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Jim with a lot of M's there.
Thanks for letting us join your show, Jim.
Presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
I got the power.
I should have timed it up better.
I know. Heard that before. All right. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Ryan, do you want to share this image that you have of, is this on the screen, of the bespeckled, the wreck speckled
of course.
Player from Dodgeball?
Yep. Yeah, it's the movie Dodgeball. I can't remember the character's name, but he is the best character in the movie.
He's the same actor.
Better than the pirate?
That's what my mind
from
thought.
Office Space.
Yes.
Where with
Is
the
Milton?
Milton,
right?
yes.
Milton in Office Space.
Matt, I think you just like the pirate because he kind of looks like you.
Pete the pirate. Is it Pete?
I think
It's
so.
Pete the pirate.
the
It's Pete
actor
Pirate.
that plays
Or
Pete.
no, it's Pete.
Yeah, it's Pete the Pirate.
Vince Vaughn.
It's Pete the Pirate.
Okay, what's
no.
Vince Vaughn's name?
Vince Vaughn.
He's basically plays Vince Vaughn.
LaFleur. He's
Oh yeah.
Yes. Peter
Peter
LaFleur.
LaFleur.
See, there's Pete.
But I think-
Pete and Peter.
I might be wrong about the pirate's name then.
I
It
did-
doesn't matter.
I didn't do
No,
my
I don't think I
dodgeball
look
segment.
like the pirate or Vince Vaughn, but thank you.
I'm looking it up.
The pirate, the actor, I believe has been in, I think it's
Steve the pirate.
Steve the pirate.
Steve the Pirate, the actor, has been in, it's something like 15 years straight of at least one Disney movie. He's an incredible voice actor. So he's been in like at least one Disney movie for the last 15 years, if not more.
It's part of the conspiracy,
We
right?
had 3 people text in Steve the pirate.
Yeah, thank you, all 3 of you.
They're on it. 844-770-3776. So Milton.
Oh no, you're going. You're talking about what we're talking about. It's okay. Go.
Okay, so Milton from The Office, that stapler that he used, that was actually out of that company didn't make it anymore, and then after that movie, they had to make it because people wanted to order it. But also, the creator of that show, the movie, was it Mike Judge? I forget who made the movie. He wanted to feature Milton more in the promos for it and the movie posters, and he was shot down. The movie didn't do well in theaters because it looked a little too serious. Nobody knew what it was. And then when they put Milton in some of the promos for the DVD and VHS, then it blew up because then people realized it was more of a goofy comedy. So Milton was supposed
love
to.
that movie.
Yeah,
That's one of my. I don't want to say
what
all time,
exactly
but
is it say that
almost
you
always
do
watchable.
Here? Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
No,
Every day I come into work, I feel like someone's going to ask me that.
What does it say? What would you say that is that you do here?
Noah in Madison says, just to hate on Ryan a little bit more, he sucks at fantasy. You can tell him Noah said so because he lost to me this week.
I gotta be honest, I forgot about the Jim, Matt, and Molly fantasy
Get
league.
out
That's
of here,
bad to
Ryan.
say.
Don't hedge.
No, and
You
he's
lost.
such a liar because it's all on the ESPN app. I know you're in multiple leagues on the
But
ESPN
that's the thing
fantasy
is I'm logged
app.
into a different account for that ESPN Madison Fantasy League than
Ah.
I am for
Why?
the Jim Matt. Yeah, I messed up. I said I made too many accounts. It
You know,
was
you
a real
can
problem.
add an owner to it and then just
Well, no, you
put
can-
in your new email.
But that's the but wait, can you have multiple email accounts on?
You can have
the app?
multiple owners that can have access to it. So if you just give it to your other email that's along with all the other ones, it'll go into that.
That's only something that a fantasy nerd would know.
Yeah.
Daniel Landscaper says, Jim is that guy who's wrong but just continues to get louder than everybody else in the room to be heard to act like he's right.
Listening back, and I've definitely done that at times, but I was just trying to complete my thought. Can I point out with fantasy football? And I
You
was
completed your thought like 4 times there. Everyone knew what you were saying.
annoying when you just say it won't happen because it's never happened. Is that kind of annoying? All right.
I thought you were talking. I had to look at you. I was like, wait, why do I hear you, but I don't
Throwing
see
his
you
voice.
talking?
Ventriloquist Jim.
That's how good he is at
I don't know.
ranting.
We all love fantasy football talk. So I was giving you crap, Molly, because I beat you 72.98 to
That's
72.7. In our other ESPN Madison League, I lost 103.62 to 103.58. This is
Wow.
that is insane. Just
400ths of a point.
and that's,
You could still get it back in stat corrections.
oh, hopefully I will because I don't want to lose to Hopper. I had a big lead. Josh Allen went off, and that kind of I mean, it was like insurmountable. I had like an 80% chance of winning.
Yeah.
And then who did they play?
Who?
The Jaguars.
What was the question?
Oh, the Jaguars.
Last night,
Okay,
yeah.
the Jaguars decided not to show up.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I don't even know what
Defense
the
did.
final score was.
It
was
was
a bunch.
really
48 to-
ugly. My wife laughed at it when she saw the score because we were watching on ABC, so we had the other game on.
Yeah, it would have been really nice if you could watch both games, right?
Well, actually, Trevor Lawrence is probably pretty happy.
They had the
score bug in the top left corner. That doesn't do anything.
They do live.
Luckily, it was a trash game that I wasn't mad that I was missing a good game by watching the Commanders game.
All right, let's look at this. Week 3, 2 games, 1 night, averaged more than 19 million viewers during 2.5 plus hour overlap. Peaked at 20.4 million viewers.
Take that for data.
Is that good?
I have no idea.
Think so. Sounds good.
ESPN's putting it out, so I would imagine. Average 15,
I mean, you have 2 broadcasts going, so what? That's 10 million per broadcast?
The extra late broadcast averaged 15.2 million viewers. So they were saying that at the most, when they both were on at the same time, it was 19 million people watching. Then the one game alone was 15. So by my calculations, 1 billion people watched the game last night. So
take that for data.
That's
You're lucky I'm not a math person, so
Yeah.
I won't question you on that.
yeah, don't.
I would question
it works out. It's fine.
You just carry the 0.
Yeah.
You carry the 0.
Yeah, it's like Molly's having twins, so she's going to have like 20 kids.
I mean, basically.
That's the
mom
gym
math.
math I just broke down for you.
5, right?
5.
Yes. Either mom or stepmom to 5.
Yep.
That's a lot of kids.
It's a lot.
What's you got to
can
deal
field
with
a
me and Jim
basketball
still.
team. What will your basketball team?
We've talked about this. We have talked about making our own 2K team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a team.
Yeah. You could field the full curling team with an alternate.
We could. Maybe we'll just make them all be curlers.
There you go. I know a guy who can help you out.
Okay, good.
I know a guy, Lee, over at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I didn't get to finish Ryan was interrupting me so much. I want to tell you more about Ruth's. He's so rude. About Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Go over there for the Sizzle, Swizzle, and Swirl happy hour over at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Get yourself an old-fashioned, a Coors Light. Get the steak sandwich or the calamari or the seared sashimi. Lots of great options over at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We're throwing stones next, right?
Next segment, yes.
Yes.
We'll throw
Ryan,
next-
come
next
on.
segment.
This is Jim's show. Enough.
He's talking way too much.
I'll just say yes. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But wait, seriously though, do I break now? I feel like I'm super long.
Yeah, let's go to break. Good for you, Jim.
Danny the landscaper will be proud.
Yeah.
Touch grass,
Yeah,
Jim.
go touch some grass, Jim. Come on. This is the jump round outdoors.
Gross. Molly, get us out of the
Where
segment.
are we? What time is
We're
it?
throwing stones
Break.
next.
Should I break?
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead,
All right.
Nick.
You do it.
Wear
This
knee
is
braces.
Jim, Matt, Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At MadisonWeightLoss.com, we know the secret. Our unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. If you'd like to lose unhealthy fat without counting points, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation in person or virtually.
Hey, it's Jesse Nelson. When I started my 60-day program with Madison Weight Loss, I set a personal goal to lose about 30 pounds. Well, about 40 days into the program, I'm already reaching that goal. I'm so thankful I chose to work with Madison Weight Loss to make some significant lifestyle changes, and the results are showing.
Many clients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 608-774-7241 or go to MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. And unlike other apps, it's just you against the numbers. All you do, pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you watch the winnings roll in. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks, your picks are still alive. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. Can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Download the Prize Picks app today and you can use code WI. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code WI on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
ESPN Madison is your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
That's a statement win for Wisconsin.
Every single night, 7,000 plus, and they are in your face.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title. Catch every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Wisconsin's where it's at.
Let's go see how high we can go.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Coors Light, Ridgetop Exteriors, Goodman's Jewelers, Carbon World Health, and North and South Seafood and Smokehouse.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You'll be able to, or you can even just, with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains, Chevy trucks have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
There's a good chance if you watch sports, you're getting served information about hormone optimization. What does that even mean? Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health can tell you exactly what hormone optimization means. He will take your blood work and let you know if it's right for you. If you're feeling sluggish, not losing weight like you used to, you're not gaining muscle like you used to, or you just don't feel like yourself in most aspects of your life, go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. In fact, sign up for the 6-week experience so you can see everything that Carbon World Health has to offer, including hormone optimization. Learn more at carbonworldhealth.com.
Jeff Levering here. How are baseball and Pella windows and doors of Wisconsin alike? Pella manufactures all their own products. Baseball teams develop their own players in the minors. Pella tests every product thousands of times to ensure it stands the test of time. A baseball player's ultimate test is to get called up to the big leagues, hoping to play well enough to stay. Right now at Pella, get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month. Certain restrictions apply. It ends September 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today.
The Jones family has its rules, just like any other family. Only difference is, ours are about making the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage you can buy. One of our rules, we only use all natural ingredients. It's a mandate we've followed since the 1840s, and we'll continue to do so for generations to come. Right here in Fort Atkinson. I'm Philip Jones. To learn more about the rules that make sure my family provides your family with the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage, visit jonesdairyfarm.com.
Score with back-to-school savings at Metro Florida Madison. With 212 new vehicles available, you can get 2 years no-charge maintenance on new vehicles purchased. Qualified buyers can also get 90 days deferred payments. The 2024 Ford F-150 is available with 0.9% APR financing for 66 months, $15.54 per thousand borrowed. If an SUV is more your style, check out the 24 Ford Escape and browse the entire inventory at MetroFloridaMadison.com. That's MetroFloridaMadison.com.
Hi, I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. I've been here for over 4 decades now, and I can tell you here at Goodman's Jewelers, we pride ourselves on high standards, classic traditions, honesty, and integrity. We're a small independent jeweler with a great history, so you'll find us more personal than other big-name jewelers. Find Goodman's Jewelers in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Spend your day, your week, your month, or even your year.
I'll be there for you.
We can't sing.
Molly
can
can. Molly's a good singer.
Yeah.
Compared to
You're
me and Jim.
You're being incredibly nice.
by comparison, with us next to you, you're a good singer. Like on your own at a karaoke stage, probably.
You guys just love hyping me up.
And
I think it's because I'm pregnant, so you're being overly nice to
She
me.
missed it. I said if you were on your own, you're mid.
Oh,
But like
I didn't
with
hear
me
that
and Jim,
part.
you're kind of elite. You know
I only
what
hear
mean?
the compliments. And
Yes.
Ryan.
We're a little bit afraid of you. I mean, you're pregnant with twins.
Yeah.
Pregnancy is, can
That's
be
fair.
wild.
Got mom strength.
Look, the thing is,
Not really.
the thing is, your husband called us and said, "You know what? Can you just be nicer to Molly?" So she, no, I'm just kidding.
So she doesn't take it out on me.
Yeah.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light. The Mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light.
All right, let's throw some stones.
1, 2, 3, up.
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man. I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
Yes, and it may have been the Jim Rutledge show earlier, but guess what, guys? Now, which means it's time for you guys to give some more takes. All
How
right.
come we didn't have that ready when we just said Crush a Coors Light?
There's a lot going on back here,
Okay.
but now, and since I've got the power, Jim Rutledge, we gave you the floor before. It was the Jim Rutledge show, the jump around 3.5, 6, 7, whatever it is at this point. But now we got some extra time here today. Why don't you each get a minute and a half to give your best take of the day?
Jesus, can't we take another
What
break?
am I going to do with the extra minute?
The story of your life.
Tell me about it.
Early point for Matt. All right, Jim Rutledge, your timer starts now.
Why does Aaron Rodgers continue to have to be like Aaron Rodgers? Apparently, after their Thursday night game against the Patriots, Aaron Rodgers decided to talk to Amazon Prime, but then snub Carissa Thompson, Tony Gonzalez, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andrew Whitworth, and Richard Sherman for their post-game show, to the point where Aaron Andrews called him out. And she basically said it's just disappointing that he just refuses to take part in what is promoting the NFL. And it's
Wait, so what happened? Like, what did he do?
He just decided, he just snubbed it and said, I'm not going to do this, did the one, and it was too good to do the other. Which, again, my point is, it's the game you have to play when you're Aaron Rodgers. And you know that. Like, you have to go on these sorts of things. And it's just rude, and you're a 40-year-old man acting like a child. Just show up to what you're supposed to show up for. Help promote the game that has made you millions of dollars, who's given you the platform that you have. Like, there is a give and take here. You don't just get to play football and then not show up. And so here's the point. Here's what she said. I get sensitive on our people, and it's not that they don't make the time. I've made jokes about Tom Brady, but Tom Brady always showed up. And that's the thing. 90% of players can take a joke or be criticized and still show up for things. And Aaron Rodgers is the biggest snowflake on the face of the earth at 40 years old. Get it together.
That's interesting. I actually just pulled up a different article, and I believe it's a quote from her saying, I was looking forward to two of my really good friends yucking it up, because she is like an Aaron Rodgers stan.
Yeah.
Like, she has always been.
But
That's
she's
wild.
annoyed that he didn't do it. Yeah, she's
She
a
couldn't even fathom what it's like to be a professional quarterback in the NFL.
Neither could you, by the way. I know you like to put the two of you in the same.
and I don't pretend to. Just like, I would, if Matt LaFleur told me I didn't fathom, I'd believe him.
I know. You are a golden retriever. You love attention.
Felt like Green Bay to me.
All right, well, Matt Hamilton, the Golden Retriever, it's your turn next. Your minute and a half on the clock starts now. Don't burn yourself out too early.
So, I wish people could just chill out on the former players somewhere else. Like, I bought in a little bit to the Malik Willis going back and playing the Titans. Like, it's fun. Like, I get the stance behind it, but for me right now with Aaron Jones, I'm happy for Aaron Jones that he found a team that wanted to pay him the way he was hoping to get paid. The Packers, I think, did him dirty at the end of his tenure with the with them. They had him restructure his contract and then let him walk the year after. It just seemed like bad business. And now everyone's like, look how good Aaron Jones is doing. I'm like, good for Aaron Jones. He just didn't fit for the Packers. If I had my say, it'd be
didn't fit for the
Aaron
Packers.
Jones would still be here. Yeah, it didn't fit for the Packers. The Packers didn't want to pay him to keep him.
You have to admit that I'm sure Aaron's coming in fired up this week.
For sure, he's having a chip
I
on his
think it's
shoulder.
great. No, it's more of the times where I'm getting people like sending me like, look how good he's doing. After week 1 and week 2, not even the fact that it's the Packers this week.
Oh, that's annoying
Just,
when
like,
people are judging everything
great.
week by week. Gotcha.
No, but I was cool with it. I'm cool with him doing good. It's
Are
not
you-
like I'm upset by it.
Are you still going to feel that way if he goes off against the Packers on Sunday? Because I think that might affect your feelings.
It's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be more like look what the organization did.
How do you think he'll feel if he scored his first touchdown, if he scores one?
I think he should try and Lambeau lead.
Did you see Armando Salguero?
I think people would love that, actually.
Just
I think they
has
embrace
devolved into an internet troll. He used to
Wait,
write for the
who?
Sun Sentinel.
Who?
Armando Salguero.
Who's that?
He writes now for. He used to write for the NFL and then used to write for the Sun Sentinel. But he went after.
Is that a Miami paper?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but he went
I
after.
canceled my
point being
subscription
is,
not long ago, so I must have
But,
missed
like,
some of his articles.
he went, but I'm just giving his name. He attacked Aaron Jones for wearing the sombrero. Instead, it made him look like an idiot, drew away from his outfit, and like what a clown, and like it was really out of pocket. Now the guy writes for Outkick, which is exactly what you expect. But like he used to be a respectable journalist. But I was just curious if you guys saw as Packer fans, because a lot of Packer fans came to Jones's defense, defending the sombrero. To your point, even though it was a Minnesota Vikings sombrero, they were still happy for him and defending him for it against this person who used to be a respected writer who's now turned into an internet troll.
I mean, I think it's the nature of the business. I feel like for me with Aaron Jones, I'm like, I want you to do well, but I don't want you to do well against the Packers.
So it's like
you know
your
what I
fantasy
mean?
team. It's like your fantasy team. You cheer for them, but if they're playing your team, you don't want like your Jalen Hurts predicament in week 1.
Yeah,
It's like you want him to have success this year,
wanted
just
him
not
to
in
suck.
week 1.
I wanted him to suck against the Packers, but I wanted him to
So
give me
for
numbers.
Aaron Jones, you want Aaron Jones to rush for like 8 yards and a fumble?
Oh, I would love for him to fumble multiple times because that's what he did for the Packers multiple times.
Okay.
He also
Pessimist Molly.
Lambeau leaped a lot with the Packers. Did you know he's trying to make the same thing happen in
I
Minnesota
saw that
now?
in Minnesota.
See
What did
he's
he call
calling it?
He's trying to Lambeau leap
No,
there.
it
He's
was,
trying to make Lambeau leaping a thing after scoring touchdowns with the Vikings when they do it at US Bank Stadium. Did you hear the name he has for it?
No.
The Bank Vault.
The bank vault.
Oh, I like it, though.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest.
But that makes me think of when Ezekiel Elliott jumps in the Salvation Army pot.
Yep.
That's
Does he
what that
still do that?
reminds
Can
me
he
of.
jump?
Does he score touchdowns?
Does
to
he,
get into
does
the
he even
Salvation?
run as a running back? I have no idea.
Yeah, he's
It's like
on
Jim
Cowboys.
trying to dunk.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Better
All right.
have his two knee braces on.
All right, Molly Brown, your minute and a half.
And my
Rex
belly
Specs.
hanging out. I wear that when I play basketball. I wear that half shirt.
You know what? The
Crop
belly
top,
hanging out
yeah.
is a real thing for me right now, so I don't even want to hear it. Like I have maternity clothes.
Yeah, but you are with child.
Is
I
this
am just
what your
with
is this
Culver.
your stone?
You
It
say
is.
you're
That's
with
how we started.
Culver's?
Yeah.
No, this is not my stone.
I hate when my belly hangs out.
Guys, advise me. What do I do? No, see, that's how you kill
Bigger
30
shirt,
seconds,
Molly.
Matt. That's how you kill 30 seconds.
I'm learning.
Mr. 30 seconds.
No, I am excited for Wisconsin to be heading out to California this weekend.
Cool.
I was
You
just scrolling. I am not going. I should have
You
finagled
and
my
I
way to
almost
go.
went.
Yes. Bruce, Chris first, and then we hop on a plane to LA together. Sorry, Matt, you're not invited.
It's fine.
Tanya, if you're listening, I'm joking. No, I'm excited. I just saw all the videos of like their equipment truck going out there and like getting ready to go, and I think it's gonna be so fun. I was initially against all these Pac-12 teams joining the Big Ten, but now it's like, hey, there's gonna be fun road trips. I'm not gonna love the timing of all the games, but I'm excited to see them go out to the Sunshine State, maybe do something against USC. I'm actually not predicting them to win, but maybe there's something there, and I don't know, just seeing some new teams rather than like Rutgers and Maryland and garbage Big Ten teams. I'd rather watch UCLA,
yes.
Oregon, USC than Indiana and all these other teams. I'm out.
I mean, there's
And I'm in
nothing-
on the West Coast.
There's not a lot of things more disappointing than being like, oh, Wisconsin versus Rutgers at 11 o'clock at Rutgers. Great. I guess I can nap this morning.
I think, actually, speaking of California and taking trips out there, I think we all petition to go to the Rose Bowl when I'm assuming that they're going to play UCLA next year.
They should play him. They should be every other year they'll play
And
UCLA.
hopefully it's out in California at the Rose Bowl, and then we can all go there. Jim and Molly from the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Pitch that, Jim.
I like that.
I will not be having any more children,
what?
so I am free.
I don't know where you were going with that for a minute there, so.
Never say never, Molly.
My husband can stay with all 5 of them. Bye.
This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. And you can listen back Wisconsin on the Man, Apple, Spotify, and all those great places. Brought to you by our good friends at Revive Restoration. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
See ya.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bar of the Week. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy $2 Miller High Lifes and High Life Lights. To celebrate our love for dive bars, we are going to tell you about some of our favorites, including one featured dive bar that will offer $2